You just heard Past That Shit, DJ Richard, a footwork track, aka also known as Juke, the genre, originating in Chicago in the late 90s. Footwork evolved from ghetto house and was pioneered by the namesake of that track, DJ Richard. At the top, I Don't Know, Jamie XX, Masto, banger of a song, very eclectic, like kind of resembles the entirety of the playlist. What have you gone and paired that song with?
Well, that was the Champagne song.
That was a Champagne song?
That was a Champagne. Oh, no, sorry. I've completely cooked that. I've done a Matty Doz. I've
completely wigged out on camera.
I've paired the Jamie XX song with a Austrian Riesling from the Wachau Valley. The reason being, Riesling, especially from a cold climate like that, electric, acid, but it has a point of difference. Like Australian Rieslings, very linear, up and down the acid. German can be a little bit fuller. They have a little bit more sweetness and roundness. This has a shitload of acid. It's 12.5% alcohol, so it's kind of got probably no sugar left, but it has this, like, as Dan mentioned, which he picked up, which is really fucking good. It's
Impressive,
got that
Dan.
funky sort of blue cheese rindy, rocky, but then it has the quality that it differentiates it from sort of Australian and German Rieslings is this like yellow fruit, and it's, rather than being up and down with acid on your palate, it's kind of like, it doesn't really know what it's doing like that song.
Yellow fruit being
like melon.
Wow,
like
what a
melons.
tie-in, man. That is epic.
You know what I mean? Like melon.
Yeah, a little bit more of a melon drive. There's not so much citrus. There is citrus here, right? But if you think like Clare Valley Riesling or German, like especially dry ones, lemon lime, like up and down, it's fucking racy. This is not. It's like
But it's
not sugar. It's not sugar that's doing that. It's just soil type. It's like I don't know how they do it, but it tricks a lot of people. When I've seen really fucking good soms trying these wines, and they can't tell it's a Riesling. Where normally if you have a Riesling, you fucking know.
You know.
Away, and it's just delicious.
Mate, I must admit, I
Like that song.
This is magical so far. And
I love listening to you talk about wine, man. It is so much fun.
It is, and I bet you our listeners at home are loving it too. At PTA.listen, if you have anything that you want to say to Mass, give him a bit of feedback, ask him about some wines, we'll refer it on.
It's not even expensive because it's from the Wachau in Austria. No one would ever pick it up, but try that shit.
What's the Wachau?
It's a wine region in Austria. So it's like a valley. I don't know a heap about it, but it's definitely a different soil type or altitude than say Germany. Germany's extremely cold and all in like rocks. Like they've grown them on, like they're growing their vineyard on like one stake. They don't even have they're not on a vine. Yep. That's how cold it is because they need maximum sunlight. Not sure how they do it exactly in Austria, but whatever they're doing, they're fucking up a little bit. It just tricks your brain.
So Mast, obviously we started the app talk about our relationship in footy in the first 10 days of it. We go and play together for 8 or 9 years. You played for what, maybe 12 or 13 in the whole scheme of things. 200 games.
Yep.
200 odd games. Premiership player. Very good runner. Very good both feet. Very good man. Very good communicator. Cost you nothing.
Yeah, cost
you nothing. That was always Masto's thing. It was like, mate, you need to talk. You need to communicate for team defence and structure. And he always used to say something like, my under-10s coach used to say, cost you nothing.
Because it doesn't. And how effective that shit can be, though. But I suppose that's in life as well. Like, we don't communicate as well as we should as human beings anymore. Like, the face-to-face is gone missing. But, like, I do wine. I sell wine. Maddie sells beers. But it's not really about what I'm selling. Like, it's about that.
The connection.
Yeah.
So what I was going to ask you, right, you had a really esteemed AFL career over longer than a decade. How'd you get into wine? What was the end of your career like? Like, how did you transition to the next part of your career, and which is now into wine? Because you're so knowledgeable talking about it. I want to know a bit about how you found that passion and how you made your way over there.
Well, yeah. So I wanted to do something in wine from a pretty young age. I went to a Bucks party when I was like 19. Sammy Butler.
He actually last episode he actually sent me a couple of tracks.
And they were good tracks too, man.
And Butsy sort of like was my dad when I first grew up. There was a young 19-year-old. Anyway, we went to his Bucks party in Tanunda. He's from the Barossa Valley. I went to Rockford, which is one of the most iconic sort of cellar doors you can go to in Australia. This old barn, and they sold this bullshit story like, oh yeah, with basket press, everything still goes in court, like all the fruit goes horse and cart through this thing into this old basket press that we wind down. I'm like, oh yeah, this is amazing. Like now I know that's the biggest load of shit fucking possible, but like it got me. And
big
then, like,
steel barrels.
Yeah, like just there's no fucking way they're putting all these fruit anyway through this tiny window. But effectively, the history and getting pissed off beautiful booze like got me. And then from there, it developed into much more than just getting pissed and a little bit of history that I was interested in. Met some people in the footy club about 5 years to go. And Murray McHenry, I told him I wanted to be a winemaker. He said, fuck that. And then told me to meet Scotty Spalding, who I work with now. And it wasn't in the wine making. It was more in the wine selling. And then from there, it's just been like the second I finished footy, I knew I was going to go there. Still didn't want to finish footy though, because you get, how it is. Well, you don't know yet, but it's just scary. Even though you had stuff to go to that you really were passionate about, you still just doubt everything because you've done one thing your whole life.
Mate, Exhibit A, this project.
Get in early.
Yeah, well, seriously, it's like, oh, hang on, okay, I'm going to be unemployed and 30 with no applicable skills soon. Like, I do have some skills and some passions. Let's start working in that direction, as whether Pass the Orcs is the BBC festival channel in 10 years, or whether it's just we develop some fun skills and chat to people and really learn things about them, and it becomes another part of your resume. Like, that's what this project is for me.
Well, that's what it should all be though as well. Just have a crack at things that you like, and if they work out, fuck yeah. And you know what? For people that have a crack, often they do work out more so than the people that are sort of scrambling later on, I reckon.
Fucking helps when it's something you really care about.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, and it helps when it's fun.
Yeah.
And that's been a really big part of my learning on this, and watching you talk now and being around you for the last 5 years, is that when all those things align, like, this isn't work for me, this is fun. Yeah. Talking crap with you about all kinds of things, sharing music, sharing tunes, communicating with people like the mailbag, it's just great fun. I think it's a good indicator.
I was going to bring this up later, but I was pissed off about
for this. So
don't make me rebound.
The goosey, because you can't force the goosey. You'll learn.
Episode 3, I think it was. You and I discussed the concept of time, and knowing time through listening to records, because of how long a record goes. 3 minutes, whatever. That's the song. Right? That's how long. I can go to the microwave before the buzzer goes off. Then you said, Tom, that you could pretty much guess the time. And can you do it now?
Yeah, I'll definitely have a crack at that. The time's 2:36.
Yeah, it's 3:17. And then you said, you said that's one of your skills. It's, maybe not.
That was one of my lesser secondary skills.
But one of your greatest skills was...
He said he was the world record holder for fucking most goosebumps ever or something.
Embellishment master. I'm going to hold court here. You said that you were like one of the best at goosebumps.
Yes.
And then Masto, after hearing that episode, like missed call. And then I picked up. I was hanging out with the girls, and he's just like, "Nah, that's like, I'm the world record goosebumper."
And I love the gag, and we always do it. But now's the platform. No one does it like me, do they? 3 times a day, mate. Every day,
man,
top to toe, legs and arms, mate.
I disagree. I do that at least 3 times a day, if not 4 or 5.
I'm angry. I'm angry at you.
Can I?
I'm angry at you.
It's a tie. Can I share my vote?
Oh, yeah, go on.
I was at Masto's Boxing Day a while ago, and all the kids are running around, and I was telling the story of how PTA got off the ground and like what it is doing for my life and the enjoyment and all of those things. And I just said, like, thanks, Chris. Like, have you got them now?
They're coming.
And I was just like, thanks for introducing us. And Chris was just like, I've got them. I've got goosies. And then paused anyway, whatever. And then we opened a bottle of like some wildflower crazy, like wild ale sour bullshit. And he was just like, that's beautiful. Got him. Goosebumps. He had them 2 in 10 minutes.
Really?
Yeah. If when I get on a heater, it's like
a lot of momentum. Yeah.
Look, I'm not going to dish you. I've got only respect for my fellow goosebumpers, and I bet you do go hard every now and then, but I've got you.
I do.
I've got you.
I do love that confidence and like the commitment to something that's like it's incorrect. Like, I love that. You're still going with it, but
All right, you know what? Spin the tracks.
Yeah,
Keep the cameras
in
rolling.
in true Maston fashion, we're going to go from I don't know Jamie XX and DJ Rashad. Bit of footwork. What are you thinking next?
we're going to go to Florence and the Machine, Heavy in Your Arms,
Yep.
because this shit gives me goosebumps. It's actually a great segue. Do you want me to talk about it now or after?
Yeah, and a little bit about what you're pairing it with, maybe.
Yeah, I'm going to pair this one with a Chardonnay. It's actually Chablis,
Yep.
but
Tommy's
same.
favourite.
I can talk more about that one, I suppose, when we're drinking it. But this song, Florence and the Machine, was always huge for me. I had a big like Lily Allen, Missy Higgins phase like back in the day, like early days, and then Emmy and I stumbled across Florence at Laneway Festival, like early days.
Yep.
And then obsessed with her. That's like the only chick I've seen in live multiple times, always with Emmy. She featured at our wedding like over and over again.
Yeah.
Wedding song, like When You Walk Out song, like we love
Oh,
But
mate,
He's got the goosies.
Wedding.
Oh, what's the name of the track, Masto?
Heavy in Your Arms. But this is one that's not as like, this was not at the wedding. This is like, this one's a little bit more emotional, but always my favorite. If you ever see her on YouTube, when she had her big, like, she was a bit cooked there for a little bit.
Yeah.
And she used to do this sing live, and she'd like screaming, but like putting the microphone
sort
on
of
and out,
have like
and
create a
just, like,
microphone effect.
and like she looks not well, but she is absolutely nailing it. Her vocals are incredible. So
Yeah.
Right, cool.
Mate, this is Heavy in Your Arms, Florence and the Machine.